Hi and welcome. Now, you may be familiar with the various layers of the atmosphere, or more specifically the ionosphere, that we radio amateurs use for HF propagation. Well, here we can see the various layers from the high up F region, where the two F layers are formed over 100 miles up, right down to the D layer, which is about 50 miles high. Some layers are active throughout the night, like E and F, whilst others are excited by sunlight and are active during the daylight hours. Now, it's through this refraction and reflection we can bounce our signals around the world on HF. And at VHF and UHF frequencies, the much lower troposphere also plays a key role. Now, it just so happens I've stumbled across some emerging research. Now, I think this is yet to be ratified or internationally recognised. It's been led by the, apologies for my pronunciation, BRAS, Institut d'Environnementale Recherche, a European division of a French company, I think. So their research has shown the existence, as they term it, of a new lower hanging double D layer. It's somehow linked to industry emissions, and as the weekend approaches and the emissions subside, warm summer evenings, double D is visible, particularly more so in urban areas. So that's a bonus to the urban amateur. Now, less obvious in this paper was a section on how this impacts radio waves, particularly at UHF, similar to tropospheric ducting at lower levels, and this doesn't seem to be fully understood, but if you're lucky, your UHF signals can get squashed between the much higher D and the double D layers, and they get sort of jiggled around until they appear back out at ground level some distance away. This seems to have greater propagation potential to accepted tropospheric ducting, due to the increased height of entry and exit into the double D sweet spot. And I suppose what I learned in practical terms from this paper is there's a new form of polarization to exploit the double D layer, and it's, I suppose, like a double D on its side, a double U, and this polarization focuses RF in two distinct points. Well, here's the antenna design. All the elements, apart from the dipole, are electronically connected to the boom, and the position of the dipole, you can adjust that and also add a matching stub as well to get a 50 ohm match. Easy end view of the antenna, and I was going to show the focusing effect that the lab test discovered, but YouTube banned that image for some reason. So in the modelling tool, it's showing 3 dB gain over a similar sized antenna, and that 6-degree peak gain is great for hitting the double D layer. With everything to gain, if you pardon the pun, I thought I'd suck it and see. Well, you join me in the garage. I've managed to find a reliable source of handily shaped element wire. The design, ideally, I noticed in the paper, the design said the ideal beam would be a 36 double D, but I haven't got the space. I don't think I can handle that. So I've gone for, in this experimental model, 12 elements, and you can see here, I don't know if you can see there, we're just getting them on. Because they're attached to the boom, I've just temporarily taped them on, but I've made sure each time I've got continuity to the boom. Because I've downsized the beam, just can't be 100% sure. So before I commit, I just want to see I haven't made a boob really, and just check it's all okay. Right, so you join me outside. It was blindingly sunny earlier, so I couldn't do this. So I've got all 12 elements on, and like I say, they're just temporarily attached but still connected, and I can always adjust on this downsized beam. We've got good UHF coax, Westflex 103. There are alternatives, a good female N for connection down the mast. And what I forgot to say was, what I didn't realise, these curves, these elements, where I've sourced them, they're to an ISO standard, and the ISO is 80085. So if you Google 80085, ISO 80085, I'll put it at the bottom of the screen, then you can find these online. So just a case of connecting the coax to the driven element, get it on a temporary mast, and then we'll put it in the shack and see how we get on. Right, so here we are back in the shack, TS2000 on 77s, initial S. Hang on a sec, I'm recording. Initial S2.
Have you been in my underwear drawer? I told you about going in my underwear drawer?